Oh, that's a lot of power. When I installed my goldfish pond in my backyard, one of the first things I knew I was going to have to get for it, obviously, was a pump to circulate the water through. When you have a small body of water and it's just standing there, it'll become fetid and a breeding ground for mosquitoes. So you got to keep that water circulating. So I've got myself just a small pond pump from Home Depot, and I think it's a little underpowered for even my small size pond. It moves the water around, but I don't think it could be just a little bit stronger, I guess is what it should be. The water doesn't flow off the waterfall quite as strong as I'd like it to. So when OYO, or OYO, Water asked me to test out their pond pump, I was excited. It was going to be a stronger pump than what I have now, but maybe a little too strong. Let's take a look and see what they sent me. So I can already see that I like this pump because of this mesh bag. Essentially, the bag, you put this inside the bag, and that prevents the intake from getting clogged with leaves and stuff like that. I had some ghetto connection on my existing pump, and this is so much better. Don't know why I didn't think of doing something like this on my own, but I didn't. So let's go give it a shot and see how it works. So I just got done cleaning out the pond, and this is the existing pump that I was using. It's a small one, and I mean, it did okay, but it was a little underpowered. I can tell you this new one is going to be overpowered because it's 3,000 gallons per minute. This is nowhere near 3,000 gallons. But this was my ghetto cage, and I actually had some screening glued on here. Lasted about 2 or 3 years, and it did a half-assed job on it. I think the bag's gonna do a better job. My biggest problem is going to be this exhaust here because this is looks like a 3/4 inch opening. I had like a 1/2 inch opening on the other one. Now I have PVC pipe running underneath this rock here that I had snaked the pipe through, because at the top end I have a little waterfall right there, so the water fed into the waterfall. I don't know even if I get an adapter that fits on here and reduces down to that smaller size, whether that's just going to be such a flow restriction on it that it's going to be an issue. But for the time being, I'm actually going to pop this into the deeper pool. That's a couple of feet deep. This is like about 14 inches maybe. That's about 2 foot. And so I'm going to put the pump into the deeper end, turn it on, and we'll see what happens with it. So first we'll put it in the bag. Seems an odd way of putting the cord. Has to come up too. That's what you want the thing to be like. Now we'll stick it in the pond. Oh, that's a lot of power. So it looks really nice. I even have some attachments, well, for the smaller pond, smaller pump, of course. but it makes different sprays. So if you have actually a bigger pond than this little thing, this was like a goldfish pond. Certainly aerates the water. Be, I think, a little too violent if you have fish in there, considering the size of the pump. I mean the pond. But even if I had the smaller pump hooked up to circulate the water around through the waterfall, and just had this one to aerate it, I mean, it would be a good combination. But again, what I like is that the bag will catch all the debris before it clogs up the pump. That's a persistent problem I have with that small pump. And I guess if I had a bag like this, it would work a lot better. I'm going to see if I can find some attachments and see if we can maybe get this pond to circulate the water. So it turns out I don't actually have the parts to fashion a connection to my current setup. So I'm going to have to get some PVC parts and some elbows and try to work out something. But as you saw in the video, this would actually really circulate that water very strongly. Now, is the water going to come shooting out of the waterfall? I'm not certain, but you can tell it's going to definitely have enough power to get that water moving throughout the pond. Certainly in a larger pond, this would be a perfect setup for you. There are going to be attachments available that you get, so you can actually get, like, you know, a typical fountain display if you wanted to use it for that purpose. To have the water go through the waterfall like I want to do with it, or just to have a regular circulation of the water in a regular pond. So it's sturdy construction. It's plastic, sturdy construction though, and it looks like, as I said, it's got some good juice behind it. So I appreciate OYO Water sending me this pump to test out, and I think it's actually going to work out here when I get those fittings for the pond. Okay, thanks for watching. So a month ago, I announced a giveaway of Super Clean products. And for anybody that commented with the word Super Clean in the comments, you were entered into the contest. Well, only 2 people responded to that. With that, so we're going to have our giveaway for today. I've got this automatic name generator. It's a spinning wheel, and we're going to spin the wheel, and whatever name picks, that's who's going to win the product. So here we go. So McKen34, congratulations. Contact me, and we'll get you your Super Clean products.